some of the things that I've come to opinion of is a trader wants to be right all the time. They know that they're going to be wrong, but they know that, or they want to know that if they have this thing figured out, that they're just going to not be upset or emotional when they take a loss, and they're going to win a hell of a lot more than they lose, right? So that feeling is going to go away when I know how to trade. But I'm sitting here with experience in telling you that it's not going to go away. That the feeling of being upset, the feeling of wanting to revenge trade, the feeling of wanting to hold a position longer, the feeling of wanting to move your stop loss, those feelings never go away. I don't care how experienced you are. You see what I'm saying? So where's the middle ground? Because if I'm 13 years into this, and again, is it a long time? I think it is. But ask a trader who's been doing this for 25 years. They're going to say at 10 years, they're just barely getting started, right? It's like, I've got a lot more to learn, a lot more to see, a lot more cycles to go through. Of course, I believe that. I don't think that I've seen every market cycle. I don't think that I've seen every price action. I don't claim to know everything. I never have. I just know what I know. But I feel like it's been a long time. And I've never gotten to a point where I'm okay with the loss. Like, it still upsets me. I still feel like, what the hell? Like, I got the strategy, got the levels, and the price action didn't do what I want. But the feeling is not as bad as it was 10 years ago, as it was 5 years ago, as it was last year. Like, every year it kind of gets a little bit easier. And to be honest, I'm going to be really honest. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't. Win, lose, or draw. I don't give a shit. Like, I know that as long as I have enough money in my account to trade again or trade tomorrow, I'm fine. Fuck this. I'll make money tomorrow. It'll come back. But when I start treating the money in my account or the prop firm as if I've got to make this trade work, I've got to do this number, I've got to repeat what I did last month, that's when things go off the rails. That's when you can incur bigger losses on the month. That's when you can, have more tilted out days. So, that's the question. It's like, I'm curious to know if a trader is saying like they can't get this, or they're still stuck in the same spot. What do you want? What, in your perfect scenario, what do you want? What do you want? Like, in a perfect world, what are you expecting to happen? Because that, whatever that expectation is the limiting belief as to why you're not getting ahead. So now we've got to work through that. What do you want in a perfect world? To not take a loss ever? That can't be it. That can't be it. What are we scared of? Losing an account? You're going to lose an account. You're trading an account with either $1,500 drawdown, $2,500 drawdown, right? Most people are trading 25, 50Ks. So what are we really talking about? Losing $2,000 is pretty irrelevant to someone who's got $100,000 in their account. It's pretty irrelevant to someone who's got $2 million in their account, right? It's only amplified because all you have is $2,500 drawdown. That's why it's amplified. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to trade. It doesn't mean that your strategy doesn't work. It doesn't mean that you're not learning. It doesn't mean that you're not getting better as a trader, as an actual like technical analyst. Like, you can be really, really good at technical analysis, but suck as a trader. And there's a lot of people out there that are like that. They're really, really good at technical analysis, but they're horrible traders, right? How does that work? How does that make sense? Because their minds are not really good traders. And again, like I said, do I think that everyone can be a trader? Yes, I think that everyone can learn how to be a trader. Do I think that everyone should be a trader? No, absolutely not. Maybe there's a different investment style for you. Maybe it's swing trading. Maybe it's trading equity, right? Maybe it's being a dividend investor, right? Like, there's other avenues to this business than scalping prop firms, than day trading prop firms, right? the appeal to prop firms is that there's a low cost and barrier to entry. However, there's a right way to do it. There's a right and a wrong way to trade prop firms. Now, someone who swing trades stocks is going to trade a completely different way and manage their trades completely different than someone who is scalping futures prop firms. It's two different things, because at the end of the day, that person who's holding shares can turn that into a long-term swing trade. They can turn that into an investment. They can do a lot of things. They can dollar cost average down. What are the odds that Apple stock is going to go to zero? Probably slim to none, right? So you're only down on paper. You're only down on paper, right? Apple stock goes down $5 this month. You're only down on paper. You can average down. History of the markets have shown that it's going to come back up, right? Now, how long it takes, I don't know. But that's a completely different way to trade than someone who's needs to be yes right on a scalp, which scalpers need to be yes right. Like, we have to be yes right or we have to be out of the trade. There is no backup plan for us. We cannot dollar cost average for days, right? Sometimes dollar cost averaging works if you went into the trade trading the right amount of size and you're not going to get blown up on your DCA, and like managing that particular balance that you're starting off with, sure, right? But if you go into a trade with 3 mini contracts and you're down 32 points, like, good luck coming back from that, right? Your account's pretty much toast. So there's a different way to trade. You have to find the style. Now, I'm not talking about strategy, but find the style of trading that's going to get you to that end result, right? And I have the blueprint, and it's pretty fucking simple. Keep your daily loss limit at $250. That's 10 losing days before you blow out, right? In a row. Keep it at $250. If you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. Right? It's like telling a preschooler, here's a coloring book, stay inside the lines. What color inside the lines? Are they going to color inside the lines on day 1? No. Day 2? Probably not. What about at the end of the school year? Probably going to look a little bit better, right? Until their hand-eye coordination is a little bit better. What about in first grade? Give the same kid a coloring book and say, stay inside the lines. Maybe they go outside every other. Tell that same kid at 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, stay inside the lines. They're going to stay inside the lines, right? They're going to stay inside the lines. It's the same thing with trading. I don't expect you to say, okay, $250 max loss per day. I'll live by that. Anything over $100 in profits, I'll live by that. Win, lose, or draw, I'll live by that. I don't expect you day 1 to follow it. I don't expect someone week 1 to not have any hiccups, month 1 to not have any hiccups. But gosh dang it, how about 3 months later down the road, you're still making the same mistakes? Why? The blueprint is there. That's the blueprint. Don't lose any more than $250 a day until your balance starts growing and you get over the buffer, right? Bank away anything over $100. It's very simple. Whatever strategies you play in between, that's on you. Can you do that? If you can do that, you can get paid out. If you can do that, you're going to pass evaluations. How long is it going to take? I don't know. Stop. See, that's where people go way off the grid already. People have made comments to me on YouTube before. Making $100 a day going to take you forever to get paid out. I don't give a fuck. Talk to me in 2 months when you're still churning accounts and I've taken 10 payouts across 10 accounts. How about that? How about that? Yeah, sorry. So that's the thing, right? That's the thing. At the end of the day. Until you can do that, you know, people want to know the strategy, the level, blah, blah, blah. How about we just work on our risk management first? You make over $100 a day, you stop trading. You lose $250 on the day, you stop trading. Come back to me in 30 days and say, these are the results. These are the results. At least if we can do that, now we can start tinkering with take profits and stop loss sizes and the actual strategy. What strategy is working more for you? What strategy can you execute on better? You know, there is where we make the adjustments. But if you can't stick to a daily loss limit, you can't stick to a profit target, and some strategies are working, some strategies are not working, some time of day trade windows are working, some windows are not working, how the heck do we expect to have any type of consistency? You know what I'm saying? So